Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Super Ninja Austin here, back with another video. We're going to talk about the latest edition of Friday Night SmackDown, the SmackDown Review Part 10, episode 78 of the SNA podcast. Let's begin. We're going to start off how SmackDown opened. It was with Paul Heyman, I believe. He was cutting the promo. And yeah, they were live in San Antonio, Texas. This is where Paul Heyman did his usual catchphrase saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman." And then this is where he starts it. Where he started talking about the arrival of LA Knight when his future is a potential feud with Roman Reigns at the next month's pay-per-view Crown Jewel. And then he starts saying and before he got to address anything about LA Knight, this is where he started addressing about the interference from Jimmy Uso, interfering into Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes' tag match against the Judgment Day, costing them the tag team titles, which me and Takashi here are still pissed off to this day. Or night, I should say. This is where Paul Heyman was saying and he's like, Jimmy Uso called the play. You took the inspiration and the motivation of your tribal chief. If I came to the senses, and then finally, Jimmy Uso finally jumped in single-handed. I finally understand Roman Reigns what he was talking about the whole time, and then he's like, Jimmy Uso single-handedly received the interception between with Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, the undisputed tag team championships. Which, I mean, he probably meant by saying he intercept by costing them the championships. But this is like, have you heard about the other news? And he's like, I'm not the first one to break this news down. Like, I wish I had this exclusive, but I don't. But the Los Angeles Times actually broke this story like a few hours ago. And then from what my sources tell me here, it's the number one most read article in the LA's Times today. Your tribal chief is Roman Reigns will defend the undisputed WWE Universal title at November 4th at Crown Jewel. And his opponent of that night is none other than LA Knight. And the fans chant, yeah, all echoing around the San Antonio arena. And it even says it, and it showed it on the Titantron when he pointed it out with LA Times saying LA Knight to challenge Roman Reigns at WWE's Crown Jewel Premium Live event in November 4th, which has been confirmed. And then this is where Paul Heyman also stated, it's hard for you to believe, but I'm just like every single one of you fans, like, well, okay. You're from Texas, and I'm from New York, and you try to make comparisons about how he dressed better than everybody in Texas, and then he's a lot more. He makes more money than they do. I was like, if that was the case, and if you made a lot more money, how come you didn't start an ECW in New York rather than Philadelphia? Good question about that. Maybe he wasn't really rich like he is right now at the time. He was just getting the start of being the rich and successful wrestling promoter. But anyways, but yeah, this is where Paul Heyman was like, I know, but there is commonality, and that commonality is that the fact is we are all fans here of LA Knight. And the fans like, yeah, we can agree on one thing about you, Paul. And this was I'm not taking any credit from LA Knight because I am a huge LA Knight admirer. And he's like I told him the first time I met, I shook his hand. And he's a huge admirer of LA Knight. But the matter of fact if you're a fan like I am, like with LA Knight, he's like, you must, you you must not do that. Yeah, Chance, while I'm talking here. And then this one fans like, what, this? Yeah. They're saying anyway, doing the complete opposite what Paul Heyman ordered them not to do. This would probably made Paul Heyman pissed off because he started getting mad, mugging the fans all around the arena, saying are you serious right now? Like, you're lucky I'm in my nice, clean, I would say $10,000 suit, or else I'll be laying fists on every single one of you, which I'm not sure they'll do that. We'll probably be sued for real. And he's like, I'm going to tell you on November 4th that this is going to be the last damn time that you're going to see LA Knight inside the ring here. Yeah, I know, right? Even my own mom's happy that she's back. But we're going to talk about that at the end of this video, bro. Bet that, yeah. But anyway, this is where Paul Heyman was like, yeah, LA Knight. And the fans like, yeah. And he's like, finally, yeah. And he's like, he's going to get smashed by the reigning and defending undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion. He was going down the list with his hands. And I was like, that may be true, but that doesn't mean he's going to do it he's not going to win in his own terms. And then for the simple fact that, yeah, it's going to be some kind of a screwy shenanigans, like just to make LA Knight strong, continue his strength, strengthen his credibility and his momentum into this popularity that he's gaining from the fans and in WWE in general. This is where LA Knight came out in the ring right after he said that Roman Reigns still going to be the undisputed champion at the end of the night. This is where he was like, hey, Paul Heyman, let me talk to you. And then the fans were like, yeah, like you always do every single week on Friday nights. This is where LA Knight addressed Paul Heyman on what exactly he's going to do to Roman Reigns at less than a month from now. He said right here, like, I'm not out here to talk to you as far as I'm concerned. You can take a walk right here. Like, he's like, I'm out here, but seriously, I'm not here to talk to you. I want Roman Reigns' ass here, right now. Like, and then this is where no one then came out. This is where Paul Heyman tried to get out of it. It was obvious that Roman Reigns was not at tonight's SmackDown. But anyways, this is where LA Knight was like, what the hell you doing here? Leaving. Like, get back in the ring. I'm not finished with you. I don't care what you think, Paul Heyman. Like, I said get back in there. Fans would start laughing and cheering for LA Knight even more. LA Knight was like, if you want to come out here, and you're wondering why I came down here, is because I've been wondering from the past week, and that is, where you lip at now, Paul? Like he said right there. He's like, Paul, I walk out here, like, when I came out here, you seemed less of a threat. We're talking about after saying Roman Reigns is going to what exactly going to do to me at Crown Jewel, right? For the PC, I have WWE 2K23 on my Xbox One. I got it back in June. I got it for a full price at $60, but yeah, but it was all worth it because it's fun to play, especially playing my career mode or my rise mode now, GM mode, the return of GM mode since GM mode, like it returned, but it already returned in 22, but yeah, it came back. But it also had it featuring on the game on 23 as well. Like 20, I have both games. They're very fun to play, especially playing My Rise mode, General Manager mode, and Universe mode combined. Me too. I love doing modes too. That's the number one thing. I used to do like play mode like all the time, especially when I played SmackDown versus Raw. Like, and even the other previous 2K modes, but now I just want to play like making it like how I would book the shows, like with GM mode and Universe mode. Like if I was like the head booker or the head, like the CEO or the chairman or whatever, like if I was in WWE on the video games perspective, of course. But anyway, this is where LA Knight said, it's where This is where Paul Heyman was like, I know, talk to me, talk to the fans. Like, get my here. Like, it's all yours. All yours. Like, I'm out of here. And this is where Paul Heyman, this is where LA Knight's like, what? What up? And then he was like, don't, like, and this is where LA Knight told Paul Heyman was like, oh, don't step out of the ring just yet. I'm not quite done with you. Like step one foot. And then this is where LA Knight said something totally hilarious of the night. He's like, you better, if you step foot out of this ring, I swear I'm gonna knock your head back to, I'm gonna knock you out so hard that your hair's gonna turn back to gray. And I was like, I'll be dang. Like, like that cracked me up to the core. Like, this was totally the goofiest wrestling of the night. And of him saying, like, I'll knock your hair back to gray, referencing that he was worrying so much about Roman Reigns and etc. And then his hair was getting grayer and getting worse. But yeah, this is where it's like, you think that it was just a whooping where last week, didn't you? This is where LA Knight also said, let's see right here, my bad. Like, you think this is, he's like, did you say this is my shot here, right? And he's like, well, let me rephrase that, like, and you can be into context with exactly what I mean by that. And then this is where everyone's like, keep saying right, right, and then he keep repeatedly saying right. When Paul Heyman didn't have nothing to say, the fans start chanting, yeah. They're repeatedly saying that when LA Knight, right after LA Knight said right, he was like, I think you say yeah. And so I got to ask you, do you think that was the right move? And that's where Paul Heyman was like, no, like that wasn't the right. And this is where LA Knight's like, yeah, that wasn't a good move when he did that to me. And this is where, that's a warning shot. Like you tried to do the warning shot to me last week, Roman. I don't do warning shots. You know what I do? Like, you better put me down for good. Like, when you're trying to put me down. Like, I'm gonna put Michael Myers on you. I must keep getting back up, resurrecting, and I cannot stop. I won't stop. And as a matter of fact, that I will not stop until I own Roman Reigns in this ring, and until I own WWE Universal Undisputed Championship. And yeah, like basically dusting Paul Heyman on the microphone. The guy that's the most talented on the microphone, he was just straight up shutting him up for good. Like, something that we probably haven't seen from a wrestler. Like, we've seen promo battles with Paul Heyman with other guys on the microphone. Like, nobody couldn't do what LA Knight just did. Like, not even a John Cena or MVP could shut up LA Knight. Like, not even MJF, I bet, wouldn't shut up Paul Heyman in a promo battle. Like, yeah, like what LA Knight just did, on my opinion, of course. But this is where he's like, and he's like, and he said, what else he said? Like, he said he's scared, isn't he? Because he never seen nobody like me before, so he better be afraid. Because the fastest I've risen, the WWE is going to be just exactly fast. I'm going to take that WWE title off of Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. Yeah, like he said right there. And then this is where, he's like, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, was supposedly should be taking place right over here. And he's like, I'll tell you what, if Roman Reigns isn't going to be here now, and you're going to be on the phone with him to talk about that contract signing, like, contract signing next week, I believe that was, they said they announced. But anyways, he's like, that contract sign, like make sure you send your tribal chief a very stern, clear message about the undisputed truth. And then that's the undisputed truth of LA Knight. And then fans say, yeah, as usual. And I try to completely say, yeah, but it just happened on the segment. I'm just recapping exactly what happened. And then that's when it's been confirmed that they're going to have a contract sign segment to make it more of official. That's going to be a guaranteed. It's going to be the match. It's going to be at November 1st. My bad. But what do y'all think? Who do you think is going to win the undisputed WWE Universal Championship and walk out of Riyadh, or is it Riyadh or Jeddah? Let me know in the comments below what side of Saudi Arabia it is. But yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna move on to Santos Escobar taking on Montez Ford in a one-on-one match, and this showed that Montez Ford is ready to be upgraded to into the singles division, I should say, because whether if he's a mid-carder or a main eventer, he's gonna successfully execute the plans of being the future main eventer or mid-carder, going after for any singles championship, whether if it be in the WWE Championship, World Heavyweight Championship, Intercontinental Championship, or United States Championship, because he took Santos Escobar to the limit into this match. Like, I would say perhaps the second match of the night, of course. But anyway, this is where and this is where I'm going to recap the match with Santos Escobar and Montez Ford right here. But Montez Ford hitting and striking knee kicks when he slammed him down into the canvas. He tried to go for a pin, but Santos Escobar kicks out right at 1 even. And yeah, and then this is where Montez Ford picks up Santos Escobar. Irish whips Montez Ford. Montez Ford Irish whips, what's his name? Santos Escobar Irish whip him right to the bottom side of the corner of the ropes. Hits him with a striking elbow when he was running towards his way. Tried to pin him. We only got a 1-2 even count. This is where Montez Ford started doing the headlock, the guillotine headlock maneuver jig. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm thinking about doing that with my videos. Start putting non-copyright theme music, or not theme music, music in the background, so it could be something fun to listen to while you're listening to me talking about the wrestling reviews, like whether if it be in SmackDown, Raw, or NXT, or Dynamite reviews, or Rampage, or Collision, or even my wrestling news videos, like all those YouTubers like WrestleMania, the Great One, Slat Rock, and What Culture and them do. Like, I'm thinking about doing that. I kind of downloaded a couple of music from YouTube to use to put on my videos, so you can have some background music just for the entertaining side of things. What? You were watching TNA? You're talking about like the old to new? Like a marathon of TNA? Are you serious? You were watching TNA all day today? Wow, I did not know that. Like, I mean, obviously I didn't know that. But anyway, yeah, I was saying, like, wow, like you would watch, like, I could barely watch if I was watching an old episode of wrestling, whether it be in TNA, AEW, or WWE, like an old episode from many months or years ago, like it would probably be one episode a day. But anyways, yeah, that's insanely impressive from you, bro. Yeah, maybe I should be watching reruns of TNA on the marathon. Yeah. Anyways, this is where he snapmares him, hits him with a drop kick, I believe. This is where Montez Ford was like, yeah, like this is what I'm used to. That's what Montez Ford, I believe, said. Oh no. Like, he said, that's what I'm used to. I'm too smart for this. That's what he said. Yeah. And it was not a snapmare drop kick. It was a regular drop kick because Santos Escobar was running towards him. This is where he kicks out at 2. This is where he hits a running splash right onto the ropes, like in the bottom corner, and landed right on him through the middle of the canvas. We only got a 1. He only got a 2. Santos Escobar kicks out right after 2. This is where Montez Ford was getting more irritated. This is where Santos Escobar countered him. This is where he tried to go on the top rope. This is where he tried to go for a pin drop splash, but he got knocked over, derailing right off the top rope. This is where Montez Ford took a page out of Tony Storm's playbook, saying, "We'll be back after these and very important messages. I'm like, wow, like he must that shows that he's AEW fanboy, I suppose. I mean, who's not, like, when it comes to pro wrestling? Yeah, can't wait for that too, bro. Yeah, that sounds very exciting. The after show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree, Takashi, bro. But anyways, this is where Santos Escobar was getting back into the game. This is where he tried to Irish whip Montez Ford right into the corner of the of the team of the turnbuckle in the bottom right corner. This is where he counters him, super kicks him, going for a springboard running bulldog maneuver, which he successfully executed. This is where he tried to hop it up even more. This is where he pinned Santos, but he only got a 1. He only got a 2, but he kicks out at 2.3 seconds, I suppose. This is where Montez Ford started hitting axe handles and strikes right with his right hand, right onto the back of the head of Santos Escobar, doing an abdominal stretch right onto the former NXT Cruiserweight Champion. This is where Santos Escobar twist out of it, and then this is where Montez Ford tried to Irish whip him right into the top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle, but he slides over it, putting his leg, has the legs right on the air, have his his hands on the top ropes, and so he could dodge Montez Ford's attack splash on him. This is where Santos Escobar hits him with a drop kick soon after that. This is where he hits a running shoulder block sideways. This is where he hits another one, looking like a sideways version of John Cena's shoulder blocks. This is where he ducks Montez Ford's clothesline, hits a super kick right into Montez, rolled him out of the ring. And then this is where Santos Escobar did the bow and arrow maneuver thingamajig. This is where he goes for a running suicide dive, which he successfully did. And then this is where he put him back in the ring. This is where he throws him back in the ring. This is where he goes up in the top rope. This is where he goes for a pin drop crossbody splash, which is known as the most comeback move in all sports entertainment. This is where Santos Escobar going for a senton, or not senton, a Frankensteiner Hurricane Rana right off the top rope when he put Montez Ford right into the top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. And then this is where Angelo Dawkins was checking on his buddy Montez, seeing if he was okay. But it was very, I'll say, despite getting his butt beat by the former NXT Cruiserweight Champion, like. And then this is where Angelo Dawkins dragged Montez out of the ring. This is where Angelo Dawkins like, I'm not getting involved. I'm just checking on my buddy. And when the referee's like, okay, not so close, like no interference. And this is where Santos Escobar hits a crossbody, right? Try to go for what's his name, Montez Ford, but he botchedly missed him. I'm not sure if it was a botch, but I think either way, I think it was botched. Like with Montez Ford actually falling before he gets crossbodied, or Santos Escobar missing him by an inch, but maybe it was for the better, because it looked like if he still hit him anyway, it won't look good. It'll be some kind of a something that's worse than a botch, like something that's stiff. He would probably stiff hit him on accident. But this is where Santos Escobar throws Montez Ford back in the ring. This is where he tried to go back. But before he had a chance to go run it back in the ring, this is where he gets shoved by Montez Ford from behind and hits face first right into Rita the ring post. Shoulder and face first, I should say. This is where Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, first Joaquin Wilde, try to hit single axe handles right onto Joaquin Wilde tried to go for a tag. This is where he dodged him by a second. Angelo Dawkins did. He hit face first right into the Barry barricade, the former Barry, I should say. This is where really watching all the Shark Boy, man. I remember watching that with my brother when Shark Boy was very popular in TNA Impact Wrestling. Like even his famous impersonation of his TNA version of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, that was very hilarious. Shark Boy. I always thought of him trying to be like a TNA version of Rey Mysterio, but it's really just being like a shark wrestler. Like just by knowing that, when I got older, when I got to my in my preteen years, I should say. But anyway, this is where Cruz del Toro goes for an single axe handle Angelo Dawkins, but it seemed like it barely worked because Angelo Dawkins swings him around and tosses him right into Simba the Steel Steps, saying yeah, I gotta go hard. That's what he was like. And this is where Santos Escobar hits a striking knee strike right onto what's his name, Angelo Dawkins' face. Santos Escobar slides back in the ring, but he snuck. But this is where he came in the ring at the horrible time in the world because Montez Ford did a hammerlock, grabbing his arms to his back into his leg, and connecting with Montez's own legs, and then hit the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up, grabbing a handful of tights for the 1, 2, 3. And it looks like and Montez Ford's the winner of tonight's match. And it looks like this is not going to be the only celebration that Montez Ford's going to be celebrating about, because we're going to talk about that like my boy Takashi talked about here, told me about. But I'm going to keep, for those who haven't watched, I'm going to keep that as a surprise, like until I talk about it in the end. But yeah, if y'all haven't catch my drift already. But yeah, until in the main events match, of course. But anyways, about the news rumor reports, yep, it's true. But anyways, well, I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of that in the comment section down below. Let's move. And then it's where we got but it's where we had a post-match beatdown with the Street Profits beating up Santos Escobar on a 2-on-1 disadvantage. This is where Carlito came out and scared him off with the steel chairs. I thought y'all are big, tough men. That's what Carlito said, and he was checking on Santos Escobar, along with Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde did after being beat in a beatdown mess after during the match beatdown by Angelo Dawkins after he did a cheap shot on what's his name, Santos Escobar. This is where we have Tropicana. This is where Tropicana Bailey was hyping up Io Sky of her match with Charlotte Flair that she's defending her women's championship to. She was like, yeah, come on. She was keep chopping her chest like if she was like Eddie Kingston or Ilya Dragunov, perhaps. But yeah, who do you think was gonna win that match tonight? Who's gonna win tonight's SmackDown? Do you think it was supposed to be Charlotte, or do you think it's supposed to be Io Sky that's walking out as the women's championship? I want y'all to be the judge about that in the comment section down below. But let's move on to the next segment or match. We're going to see what happened next. Okay, I'm gonna see what was. Here's where we got a hype video of tomorrow night Saturday Night Live show episode with Bad Bunny being the guest host of SNL. This is where we him being like Stone Cold Steve Austin with his championship that says Bad Bunny on it, and being like a Stone Cold version of himself. This is where John Cena came out and make his presence known, and cutting a promo, saying last week, he said some things that maybe he shouldn't have said, said when I was in the ring with Roman Reigns, a reference to what Mark Henry said, out overpowering, like what Mark Henry said on the Busted Open Ring when he was saying he was speaking to him and basically trashing and overpowering Roman Reigns into the promo battle, and he shouldn't have done that, because he made it like an example analogy when his time in WWE when it was when it was a segment between him and Ron Simmons. And then when he spoke, that's when Ron Simmons told him to shut up for a minute because he's not supposed to speak when he's trying to make a statement of how much of a overly star of a overpowerful star that he is, I should say. But anyways, this is where he presents the fans. He presents the fans of San Antonio. He starts saying when the fans start chanting "Thank you, Cena," when he's like, say something. I got something to say like that y'all might not like, and then fans start chanting "Thank you, Cena." This is where John Cena said, "You have no idea what that means to me, for you people." And he also let everybody know that. And he also let everybody know that he did not but he said he acknowledged and respects Roman Reigns of his 1100-day reign as champion. And he said, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and he said, but I've been doing this for 20 years, and that's an accolade that I have never accomplished of being the longest reigning WWE champion. And also, and then he said, also, I haven't won a singles match in over 5 years, which he said 200, but he really said 2,002 days. He haven't won a singles match. And he said, and then that's to be honest with himself. And then he asked for an open challenge for any guy that walks out of the locker room and into the ring right at tonight's SmackDown in the arena that they were taking place in San Antonio. And this is where Solo Sikoa answered his challenge. This is where they got into a brawl and fist altercation. This is where they start going. This is where Solo Sikoa. I mean, this is where not Solo Sikoa. This is where Jimmy Uso came out of nowhere and tackled him from behind. And I was like, Trinity, like, you better put your man on the leash. And then this is where finally Jey Uso came in, and Jey Uso came in with a black hoodie and a black mask on, revealing himself by hitting him on the announce table. This is where he threw him right towards over the barricade. This is where the security tried to separate the brothers. This is where Jey Uso starts throwing them around onto the other side, like in the top right corner of the ringside area with Barry Barricade, in the bottom right corner of the ringside area, Barry Barricade, or former Barry Barricade. And when he did it on the bottom right corner, this is where he super kicks him so good to the point that he flipped over the exact same barricade that he just threw him towards. This is where Jey Uso's like, I'm gonna get you now for costing me and Cody for our WWE Tag Team Championship. The referees and security was like, not here right now. Calm down. No, you're not supposed to be here. You're gonna get in trouble. And then Jey Uso's like, I'm not done yet. This is where Jimmy Uso started doing a timeout signal maneuver. I was like, Jimmy, you should know this, for the past 13 years of your career in wrestling. Why would? Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm glad we do that. Yeah, you're welcome anytime. But yeah, Jimmy Uso was doing a timeout signal. I was like, Jimmy Uso, you should know this for your whole 13-year career in WWE, that you cannot have a time. There's no timeouts in pro wrestling, at all. There's no timeouts. Even though y'all not in an official match, you cannot call a timeout regardless. You're in a brawl. He's not going to time out for you. He don't care what you or your cousin say, because he made that known before. He don't give a damn what the tribal chief says. He's going on his word about that. But anyway, this is where John Cena was in the ring. This is where he tried to spike John Cena. He ducks, picks him up, hits the attitude adjustment right into the middle of the canvas, did his pose, and then John Cena stands out tall. And it looks like we're teasing a one-on-one match between Solo Sikoa and John Cena in a one-on-one match at Crown Jewel, since LA Knights are going to be in a program in a one-on-one title match against Roman Reigns in the exact same night, but possibly in the main event at the last match of the night. But what do you think about this possibly being a match between Cena and Sikoa? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And do you think that this could be like a similar match like when John Cena faced his uncle Umaga for the WWE Championship back in the Ruthless Aggression era days, like when John Cena had the WWE Championship as the Spinners Championship at the time? I mean, it could be like that. Like it could be very similar to that scenario. Like we just got to watch the pay-per-view event in Saudi Arabia in order to see if that's going to be the case. Like, which I think that probably would be. Like if they actually made it look like if they care about this storyline feud. And this is when they start talking about Logan Paul's challenge with Rey Mysterio at Crown Jewel for the United States Championship. After he beat Dylan Dennis in the UK, at this boxing event, like boxing event from this past weekend, of course. And then I talked about, or not this past, a week from this past weekend, like almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah. It was 2 weeks ago when Logan Paul, and I remember recently talking about that from last Thursday's wrestling news. Wrestling news, I believe. Yeah, it was on one of my last Thursday's wrestling news review. Make sure y'all check that out. About he wants to challenge Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship from 2 weeks ago, and then bragging about the last encounter, he beat them, but it was all thanks to The Miz with his sneaky heel tactics to get them the dub. But they were just hyping up his boxing match with Dylan Dennis, which he was getting all the offense, hitting punches back and forth. And also we had a nail and spa kind of sauna segment with Pretty Deadly about celebrating their win by being having a spa day and moistening and relaxing their what's it called? It's their feet, to have smooth feet, like so they won't be cracked and messy and whatnot, and blemished. But they were talking about saying like this reign is them being undefeated, dominating guys, or these dominating guys are really working. Like in their first, and since their match back since Elton Prince's injury, like they start going by this Elton Strong kind of gimmick, I should say. Yeah, this Elton Strong gimmick, still taking digs at AEW with the Nick Strong. And this is where we saw two brawling hands grabbing onto their shoulders. And then this is like, and they start screaming like, "Oh my God, it's the Brawling Bruce!" And this one started nailing their fists right into their face and dunking their heads right into the exact same massage water that they were getting their feet massaged on. They were hitting the face for the oh. And then this is where Ridge Holland's like I'm parched. Like I'm gonna take a pint. I'm gonna get a pint. Like, and this where he asked, what's his name, Butch, that he want one too. Like, and they're on their way to going to get one, possibly at the nearest bar from the spa and Nail's sauna they were in. It was called Flexi's Nail and Spa, I believe that was called. But what do you think about this mid-card tag team feud on Friday Night SmackDown with the Brawling Brutes and the Pretty Deadly? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna move on to the next news now. The next segment, I should say. This is where we got another vignette with Albert Fire and Aladon. I'm like, how long are they going to be doing this until they finally make their long 5 or 6 month absence, long-awaited 5-6 months return from being absent from that long. Like ever since losing their NXT Tag Team Championships against Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. Like, hopefully they have some plans for them, even whether if it's for the tag division or even for the WWE Women's Championship, which I don't think they should just go to shit. I think they should be feuding with a babyface, whether it be in with Zelina Vega or Charlotte Flair to be candidates. Like, but I think they should stick in the tag division and face either Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, or Natalya and Tegan Knox, or whoever, or a three-way triple threat. But yeah, hopefully they finally find something for these two gals, or witch gals, that love Portuguese. But yeah, we're gonna see in the foreseeable future. Like only time will tell when they're gonna finally get their push. This is where Nick Aldis was in the back in his office arguing with Jimmy Uso, saying like, "What the hell are you doing out there? Like I was trying to get revenge on my best." On me and my tag partner, like for him costing me for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. And then this is where Adam Pearce like, wait, what's going on here? And then this is where he's like Jey Uso interfering in my show. And he's like, let's say what's going on. Like, he already know that. My bad. Like, what am I talking about? Like, anyway, this is where he's like, I figured, and I have a feeling that this was going to happen. And I was like, what are you doing here? Like, and then he was like, and then this is where he asked Nick Aldis, like, but also, did you have any control with Jimmy Uso when he interfered in my undisputed tag team title match? And then this is where Nick Aldis like, like that's not into my control. Like, and that's not my responsibility. Like, for that being said, like you just earned, like Jay, you earned yourself a $10,000 fine. And then this is where Adam Pearce tried to be fair, and she was like, but didn't Jimmy Uso specifically did this from this past Monday, and he should be fined $10,000? Like fair is fair. And I was like, yeah, hey, like what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Like, am I right? Like, you should punish your wife's best friend's husband for doing this because he interfered in this match, and then he was just only getting revenge, even though it was not the time for that. But that was at least in kayfabe, of course. And then the funny thing is, both Jimmy Uso and Nick Aldis' wives are both in Impact, and they're friends, and they're possibly going to face each other very soon on Impact, one of Impact's upcoming events, which we're probably going to talk about that in the wrestling news, but. This is where Nick Aldis was like, okay, like now that you mentioned it, and he was like, you know what, like escort, gentlemen, like please escort him and his brother Jimmy out of the building, and then they're both gonna be kicked out of tonight's event, and also have a hefty fine of $10,000. And then this is where. He's like. And then this is where, and I was like, I hope Nick Aldis is not turned into a supermarket because I just hate I hate supermarkets, and two, Corey Graves started liking him. I was like, really? Like, you were gonna like him just because he did make some unfair decisions for when it comes to Jey Uso? Like, even though he did interfere, but Adam Pearce made a point about Jimmy Uso doing that, so he should be getting a $10,000 fine as well. And also, just because both of y'all's wives are best friends doesn't mean y'all should be best friends. Like, y'all like business and personal are two different things. Like, I hope Nick Aldis knows that. And that. And I was like, if he continues to take up for Jimmy Uso, that's going to make me a huge Nick Aldis hater in WWE's perspective, of course. Let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope he's like the new SmackDown version of Adam Pearce, makes things fair as general manager. I mean, a heel. I mean, I wouldn't mind a heel. What's called, but I wouldn't like for the fact that he was just playing favoritism for Jimmy. But luckily, that wasn't the case. But anyways. Hopefully my jokes wasn't too serious for you guys. But anyways, let's go for we're gonna move on to Logan Paul making his presence known and saying what was on his mind, and he was like, and even referring to his boxing match, saying he knocked out a scumbag and won the boxing match, and I say don't tell me this is a reference about MJF, because MJF's been often known as a scumbag, but is y'all scumbag and maybe my scumbag. But I wouldn't refer him as a scumbag, even if he was the nicest person on earth. But I'll say, but he is very entertaining and talented. Like, I got to hand that to the salt of the earth. For an example, and I even made a Twitter. I commented on not Twitter. I commented on subreddit, on the Great One subreddit page of when one of his his subscribers posted a photo of a comparison of Logan Paul and MJF, and it has like, who's better? And I was like, I don't know, but I think this is going to be a match at Crown Jewel in 2024, and I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. I'll say may be the case if MJF goes to WWE and WWE can give him the higher offer into the bidding war. But this is where this is where Logan Paul's like, I'm not a scumbag, but I also made my presence known that I want to face Rey Mysterio for that United States Championship. It's a championship that I need to prove that I'm not only the best in boxing, but here in this industry as well. And he's like, and then after, and he's like, and I beat up an online troll, a loser. He's like a loser that hides behind the internet. And speaking of hiding behind the mask, like I want Rey Mysterio, you come out here, right now. Let's see right here. And then Logan Paul is continuing to be arrogant, saying the last time I faced you, Roman Reigns was actually at an event. The last time I faced you, the last time I faced and beat you, also LA Knight. This was before LA Knight had a job here. I was like, well, are you sure about that? Because the last time you faced him, he was on the same night, but in the afternoon, facing Gunther in a one-on-one match at NXT Stand and Deliver. The last time I checked, but how you know that this was before LA Knight had a job here in WWE? He was going down the list, rambling, and he even talked about him being in a title match at Crown Jewel before, which was against Roman Reigns. And he was like, and then he said, and he was basically referring that he beaten Rey Mysterio in his first ever WWE match, and he'll do so again in his latest match against him for his U.S. title that he has around his arms. And he's like, I have a background victory. And I'm not a little boy that's in this academy, that's in this industry, and figure out my life I'm figuring it out already. I know exactly who I am, and I am the WWE superstar. And I'm a WWE superstar, baby. This is where fans start booing as loud as they can. And he was like, no, I'm not here for Rey Mysterio specifically. Exactly, but he does have something that I exactly need. Exactly. And then fans were like, what's that? And then Logan Paul sarcastically said, what's that to be? This is where Logan Paul's like Ray wants my respect. But quite frankly, I don't need your respect. Ray has legacy. And the fans are saying, one's like, I have my own legacy myself. And this fans are continuing saying what? And he's like, Ray have his own. He's like, he has his own legacy. Or what? I have my own legacy. Fans start repeating saying what? This is where Ray had to cover the U.S. championship, which I won my grasp, and I need that championship to prove that I'm it here in WWE. And he was like, last week, like a week from this past weekend, I just beat a deadbeat dad. It looks like at Crown Jewel, I'm gonna have to beat up before he can finish his statement. This is where he got interrupted right away by Rey Mysterio. He had enough of saying here in his mouth. He confronted the YouTuber. This is where he started. This is where he started responding to him, saying, and this is where he starts saying hey, you starting to sound exactly like, or you're starting to remind me exactly like my son Dominic. And everybody started booing when he said those exact words, and the boo, and dang near louder than when if he was there. I was like, yeah, this is the loudest boos I ever heard. And like Triple H said last week when Dominic was there, he's like, this is not like the boo. Like, this is not some fake crowd noises. This is definitely not no fake crowd noises. Like, they really booed this loud in here. Like, yeah, like for those at home, they really boo. Like they were even booing loud when I was at the Sunday Night Stunner event last year when Dominic Mysterio was like a month after he turned heel on his father and his Uncle Edge. Like when they were booing loud, including me and my uncle and a couple of fellow fans were booing him out of the building because he was the most hated. He was even the most hated guy at that time as well because he recently just turned heel a month prior. This is where he's like, you. This is where he's like, but I have to respect your ability, and then you have passion, but you're tripping with that exact passion. And this is where Rey Mysterio also said, and that your incredible career, you have an incredible career ahead of you, man, and a big match, but you're also a big mouth, just like Dom. And then everybody was like, oh. Like, yeah, that's true. Like, he has a big mouth. He keeps running it, especially when he's like a heel, some kind of a heel gimmick. But then Rey Mysterio's like, oh, I also have to like, you want this title right here that you keep talking about? Which he said in Spanish is what also. Rey Mysterio's like, I really think you need some humbling. And then he's like, like the last time I had to kick some sense into Dom. Now, I'm not going to lie. Like, I was a little reluctant. But you, Logan, I'm not going to hesitate. Like, especially when it comes of me wearing this golden black strap. Like, I'm not going to hesitate to whoop your ass right here. Like, basically referring to, like, you're not my son, so it's going to be much more unhesitant of beating your ass, like, and giving the fans what they want to see all around the globe, because he's starting to be the most hated guy in any industry, whether if it's in his YouTube videos, boxing, wrestling, even his fake cryptocurrency. No disrespect, Logan, but it's the truth. Like, I hear word goes around all across the web and the globe. But anyway, this is where Rey Mysterio was like, what's he say? Like, but this United States Championship, you want this title? And he said in Spanish too, like, you want it? And then this is where Logan Paul's like, yes, see, like saying yes in Spanish. He was like, yeah, I really need it. I need that championship. He's like, yeah, I guess. Well, I want it so badly. Start sarcastically saying it, like, I need it so badly. And he's like, okay, you got yourself a tag team. I mean, you got yourself a title match against me at Crown Jewel, which is another match that's official. And like those matches with the likes of Rey Mysterio against Logan Paul and Roman Reigns against LA Knight, John Cena against Solo Sikoa, and what's his name? And Seth freaking Rollins against Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. Like, despite having those matches, they said half of the wrestlers, like the likes of Carlito, the Street Profits, Gunther, Io Sky, and I believe Shinsuke Nakamura and Shaw Flair are not gonna make it to the event because they're gonna be too busy wrestling in matches for the go home show of the pay-per-view. Like with Gunther rumored to be planning on defending his Intercontinental Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura, and Io Sky defending her title against Shaw Flair right before the Saudi Arabian event. But when do you think that? When do you who do you think is gonna? What do you think is who's gonna? What do you think? Who's gonna make it to Crown Jewel, and who you think is gonna stay into American soil, I should say, in American soil, doing their continuous jobs every week, being on Raw and SmackDown. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And then this is where, then also Logan Paul tried to go for a handshake. Rey Mysterio was hesitant. Like, the only thing that he is about Logan Paul, which you don't blame him, he was like, I don't know, like, he done sneaky stuff in the past. I was like, yeah, just ask my homie stage creator, Nathan Stage Creator. Shout out to you, bro. When he shaved the action figure version of his mullet off because they're just complete asshole jerks. But anyways, this is where he went slowly, like if it was some kind of a TV show, like where the bad guy tried to pretend to be the good guy, tried to shake his hand. This is where Logan Paul shook his hand, honestly. I was like, surprisingly, I thought we were going to do something sneaky into the master of the 619. Luckily, he didn't. This is where, but anyways, but who do you think, but before we move on, who do you think is going to win the United States Championship between Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio? Y'all let me know also about that in the comments section down below. We're going to, and they started hyping up Charlotte Flair taking on Io Sky for the women's championship, like even showing when Io Sky won the championship. And in their last match at Fastlane a couple weeks ago when Charlotte Flair got pinned by Io Sky when she got the Genius Moonsault got hit on her. And this is where she was like, this is a career-defining moment of collecting my 15th championship, and it's just another day at work on Fridays. And then they show all her reigns is a women's championship, which I believe half of them shouldn't have been championship reigns, but I'm not gonna hate on her on that. I'll say it's because of creative differences. I wouldn't agree with those, but I would agree with her by beating her father's record as a 17-time champion. But yeah, hopefully she gets that accolade, and I hopefully that she finally gets over into being the historical and the legendary wrestler that her father is in the industry. But let's move on to Here's where we got Grayson Waller and Austin Theory next, taking on Dragon Lee and Cameron Grimes, because about a week or two ago, which I believe was a week ago, we got Team A-Town and Grayson Waller. They were good because when Austin Theory would have that match against, I believe was I think it was a week ago. Yeah, it was a week ago. And when Austin Theory took on Dragon Lee, it could have been 2 weeks ago. No, it was 2. Yeah, it was 2. But yeah, because when Grayson Waller, because Cameron Grimes, even the odds when there was a 2-on-1 disadvantage with Dragon Lee and Austin Theory, Dragon Lee and Austin Theory and Grayson Waller in a 2-on-1 disadvantage. But they finally have a match here tonight, and we're gonna start off with. And this is where we start off with Cameron Grimes and Austin Theory. I'm not Austin Theory, Grayson Waller. Cameron Grimes. This is where they start doing the grappling. This is where he goes for a headlock. And this is where Cameron Grimes trying to go hit them with the strikes into the midsection. This is where he gets kneed right into the midsection by Grayson Waller. Get hits with a couple strikes. Snapmared. Not snapmared. Not Cameron Grimes. It was Dragon Lee. That's what it was. It was Dragon. And this is where he tags in Austin Theory, try to go for a double body drop. But this is where Dragon Lee was the most smartest wrestler into this match, because he kicks both of them in the head individually. And this is where he grabs Grayson Waller's head. And this is where he tries to go for a tornado DDT, but he doing a flying kick into Austin Theory's face in the process, or his chest or whatever. This is where he tried to go for a tag. He was getting ready to tag in. This is where he tags in Cameron Grimes. Austin Theory tried to prevent him to do so, but he was too late. He slide right past slide out of the way, and then and he missed him just by an inch of a second when he tried to attack him. This is where he finally tags Cameron Grimes, or should I say like this, Cameron Grimes. This is where he goes for the most comeback move in all sports entertainment, the crossbody to Austin Theory. He hits a running forearm to him. This is where he hits a forearm to Grayson Waller, respectively. This is where he started getting wild. This is where Austin Theory tried to go for a back move. This is where he started rolling out. He kicks Grayson Waller right into the face, like when he was hanging on to Austin Theory. He elbows him finally, hits a roundhouse kick to Austin Theory, and a German suplex. And he only got a 1, he only got a 2, and unfortunately kicks out afterwards. This is where in Cameron Grimes' perspective, of course, this is where he tried to go for a super kick. Not go for a superplex. This is where Grayson Waller tried to go to prevent him. This is where he gets intercepted into a super kick by what's his name? By Dragon Lee. This is where we have the. This is where Cameron Grimes clotheslined him on the outside. This is where Dragon Lee did a diving senton right on the outside into the outside area, knocking down Grayson Waller. This is where Cameron Grimes was trying to. This is where he nearly got hit with the most devastating move, but he hung on to the ropes when Austin Theory tried to do so. This is where Austin Theory flips out of it. This is where he tried to close on Cameron Grimes. He ducks, goes to the ropes, hits a running Spanish fly in the middle of the ring. This is where Cameron Grimes pins him. He only got a 1, he only got a 2, but he kicks out at 2.7 seconds. Cameron Grimes is like, what the hell? What can I do? This is where he hits. This is where he tried to go for a power slam maneuver. This is where Austin Theory rakes him in the eyes when the referee wasn't looking. This is where Grayson Waller throws Dragon Lee in the outside of the ringside area, right through the barricade in the bottom right corner. This is where Austin Theory finally flips him over, try to go for the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment. But he got flipped over by Cameron Grimes instead. This is where he goes for a roll-up. This is where he nearly got for the 1-2 before the referee can count the 3. This is where Grayson Waller came in and hits the most impressive facebuster majig move right out of nowhere, like rolled in there doing a rolling face buster. This is where Austin Theory took advantage and hits him with the 8 countdown. 1, 2, 3, and still unbeatable force, even though they just got defeated by the former reigning defending undisputed tag team champions Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, and Austin. But they still unbeatable when it comes to non-title matches, I guess. But even though they have a 3-1 record now, of showing that they're still pretty good when it comes to the tag division and possibly be the next undisputed tag team champions. Which I on my prediction before, and I'll say it again, I think they're going to win those titles exactly at whether if they're already the championships or not. They're going to be the champions by the time in February, which is 4 months from now, of course. And I know this is a very soon prediction, but it's going to be in Grayson Waller's home country in Australia. And what would be the best way to achieve something is going out there to do so. Like for an example, they win the tag team, possibly even turn on babyface, though they can get some cheer reactions, but. But when do you think that you're gonna win the tag team championship? If you do think that's gonna be the case soon, y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna and then it's been confirmed that Dragon Lee's a SmackDown guy now because he just wrestled teaming with Cameron Grimes to take on Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and also he's possibly a latest member along with Carlito is the LWO. This is where they showed that Kevin Owens got traded right on to SmackDown, back to SmackDown, because Jey Uso was moved over to Raw, and then they showed it with the replay where Kevin Owens stunning Dominic Mysterio out of the ring, when he said when Dominic Mysterio started talking trash about the guy that's been traded, he's like, nobody cares who got traded to the Friday night SmackDown. Like everybody cares what's next with me with my North American Championship and the Judgment Day. And then this is where he's like, whoever the guy that's been drafted to SmackDown that walks in here and he's gonna get slapped by me, and this is where he gets stunned by Kevin Owens this is where it was revealed that was Kevin Owens. Then he got stunned, and then Kevin Owens jokingly and hilariously and sarcastically said, "I thought you were gonna slap me, like you didn't slap me," which that cracked me and my mama up. But this is where we got a backstage interview with. This is where we got a backstage interview with. This is where we got a backstage interview with the prize fighter right here. And also been noted that Bad Bunny is the most played albums into Spotify. But this is where she got interviewed. This is where Kathy Kelly, I believe, like she was interviewing. Kathy Kelly I believe that was her. She was interviewing Kevin Owens earlier today, saying, "Welcome back here to SmackDown," and then we thought, and then too, that's about this huge, shocking bombshell trade between you and Jey Uso. Between Kevin Owens and Jey Uso. And he's like, about you go SmackDown. He's like, how you feeling that being separated from your longtime comrade Sami Zayn? And this is where Kevin Owens like, it doesn't feel really great. Like, if I'm being honest, like we were working for a very long time. Where we got today, like, and then we're gonna win the tag team titles. And that's the one things we did together, like from the last 20 years, like they were known as because they were known as Kevin Steen and El Generico, I believe, El Generico and Kevin Steen, and especially in their Ring of Honor days when they were in the tag division, winning their tag team championship and the Ring of Honor World Championship. So yeah, they've been like best friends for like I said before, and I'll say it again, like even before they got into the wrestling industry, something similar to Edge and Christian, or Adam and Christian, I should say now. But they're not in no kind of feud like they once were, but they were a tag team, but they were separated because Kevin Owens got traded over the SmackDown, all thanks to Jey Uso being traded to Raw. This is where Kevin Owens was like, "Oh yeah, everything the spirit together. We traveled the world together. We won championships together. Like this one. Well, this will be one of them, but but outside. We're referring more of the outside of the company. Like he's like, and unfortunately we've lost the titles back a month ago, and that was very unfortunate. And now being on SmackDown, I think it's kind of a grand slate, like." A great slate into a way, like because, but either way, it's bittersweet. If I'm being completely honest right now, like because I have plenty of opportunity facing guys that I already facing, the guys that I also faced the new guys when he was asked by Kathy Kelly when she was saying like there's half of these guys in the locker room might not be big Kevin Owens fans, like and. Fans, so they're gonna be looking forward to trying to take you down. Like, and this is where he's like, yeah, like I totally agree with you, Kathy, like because I have lots of history with the bloodline, and then he's like, and this me wearing the shirts is not gonna be more than a coincidence. And he's like, we sort of like, but let's hope I don't cross paths. But it's undoubtedly that we will, like, we sure will be crossing paths again. Like, and there's a lot of new faces. Like, even the new faces, but I never had, and this is where he's like, well, I'm being honest, I never had a singles match with Rey Mysterio. I never had single matches with Sheamus. So this could be a blessing in disguise of having get some great dream matches with the likes of wrestlers that I wanted to face from the past years since I've been into this company. But yeah, I'll say I agree. Like I don't think he ever faced Rey Mysterio or neither Sheamus. Like I think he teamed with both of them, like in multi-man matches. Like he teamed with Rey Mysterio and he teamed with Sheamus. Like, but that was like in multi-man matches against team heels, like from the past couple of years. But anyway, this is where he's like, I want that's something that I have to do, but that's something I have to do before my career is completely done. And he's like, and I've never been in the ring with either of the LWO or the Brawling Brutes. Like, so that'll be a complete blessing for me to be here on SmackDown to share the ring with them. And then he was like, and there's some new faces I can punch. Like, just ask me, you've been on SmackDown for a while. There's somebody that you want to get their face punched that you want me to help take care of. Like, don't you? And she was like, well, like I'm. You're like, well, like I'm gonna be as a. He said like, and this is where she answers by being professional. That as a professional journalist, I have to be unbiased. And then this is where Kevin was like, oh, okay, like I respect your professionalism here, but you can tell me like I'm that kind of guy. I'm nice. I'll do you a favor, like. And then shut this annoying ass person up that's getting on your nerves. He's like, just say, you know what? If you look at Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, you don't want me to just knock him out with one good punch. Like I remember when he did that before, like with Austin Theory, and it was exactly at this live event house show that I always keep talking about. That when I seen Kevin Owens was there, like obviously, like yeah, but yeah, like I always keep bringing up, but yeah, like you're gonna do it again, like you did at this house show that the assassin was at, like, what a funny coincidence. He brought up like him and his new tag partner Grayson Waller of getting on to Kathy Kelly's nerves and under her skin, and he can do her a favor and punch the absolute crap out of them. I was like, yeah, that's what he was doing at Sunday Night Stunner when he was in that match with Austin Theory. But yeah, like he's like, I wish I could punch him in the face, like. And then this is where Kathy Kelly's like, the people do say they do have a lot of punchable face. They do have a punchable face that you want to just knock out. And he's like, see, like, yeah, the point is the Raw and SmackDown, wherever I am, like, whatever I try to do, I'll make sure people. And he's like, I'm gonna let people know that go home happy that this is the Kevin Owens show. And then he was like, and that's what I'm gonna be doing. And then this is where we got the main event match with, which is the main event of the evening, I should have said. Io Sky defending her WWE Women's Championship against the Queen of Flares herself, Charlotte Flair. And then for the WWE Women's Championship. And then let me get this started, like documenting this match and recapping it, which I'm probably gonna get to the middle of it because I'm not trying to bore you anymore. Like, especially I have another video after this one that I'm gonna be doing very soon. Which to start off with a couple of grapple maneuvers and slammings and stuff, but this is where Sky started hitting her with moves like the double knees to the face, right to the top right corner of Tina the turnbuckle, but you only got 2 count. This is where she hits a flying head scissor maneuver into the face first with Charlotte Flair landing face first. This is where she puts her arms between her legs and do the crossface. This is what made Charlotte start screaming and screaming in agony, I should say. And this is where Io Sky's like, surrender, please, do it. Like, so I can get an easy victor in this latest title defense. But Charlotte Flair was like, no, ma'am, not today. And then this is where And this is where Shaw Flair flips over Io Sky, but Io Sky managed to count the recounter and Irish whip right to the corner. This is where Io Sky went to the other side of the ropes, try to go for a wheelbarrow running bulldog, but Shaw Flair reconnects and hits and intercepts and hits a wheelbarrow German suplex right in the middle of the ring. This is where Shaw Flair was laying flat into her back. This is where she slowly but surely kept back up, trying to finish off Io Sky and gain some momentum. Yeah, I can take him out. Yeah, gladly too. Yeah. This is where Shaw Flair hits a deadly, devastating knife-edge chop right on Shaw Flair, and this is where she did repeatedly until she got knocked off on the ground. This is where Io Sky tried to go for a crossbody, but Shaw Flair hits a back body drop right onto her back. This is where Shaw Flair goes for a exploder suplex afterwards. This is where Shaw Flair screams up and to overpower. This is where she and then on one move, this is where she hits a standing sideways Boston Crab. I was like, oh wow, like Simon would say, like she's not from Boston, but a former frenemy of hers in WWE is from Boston, but I can't talk much about her right now. It's already bad enough she's being criticized. But anyways, this is where Io Sky rolls out of it. I was like man, she might as well call that the Charlotte Crab, but I think that she should call that if that was her signature move, but it's clearly not her signature move. But Io Sky, she hits her with a striking uppercut right onto Shaw Flair. This is where Shaw Flair tried to go to the corner. This is where Io Sky was waiting for her so she can lure her to her. This is where she tried to kick. This is where she tried to kick up. This is where Shaw Flair counters, hits a striking right hand into the bottom right corner of Tina the turnbuckle. This is where she puts her left leg right into the wedge right into the middle ropes, but she tried to stomp on the back of it. She moved right on time, perfect on time. This is where Io Sky drop kicks her right face first, right into the Tina the turnbuckle. This is where she tried to go for the genius moonsault, and this is where Shaw Flair got the boots up face first with Io Sky. This is where she spears her right into the middle of the ring. This is where she pins Io Sky, but Shaw Flair did the huge mistake in the world of professional wrestling, grabbing onto her bottom leg rather than her top leg, because the referee counted one, the referee counted two. Tropicana Bailey puts Io's leg right onto the bottom rope into the left side of the ropes in the corner. And then this is where Bailey pointed that out to the referee. The referee's like, yeah, rope break. And then this is what pissed off Shaw Flair. And Shaw Flair, this is where Bailey tried to get up. I was like, you're not Bailey. You're not learning from what you're doing right now. You're basically not helping your best friend right here at this point. And you're not, let alone yourself, by arguing with the referees. And then there's I get it. She got her leg on the rope, but you shouldn't be getting involved in this match. None of this is your concerns. And then he's like, you need to get down from the apron. This is where Shaw Flair, I believe, knocked her off the apron, knocked her out, with a striking right hand. This is where she Irish whips her right into. This is where she started hitting another striking right hand. After when she tried to hit a right hand right onto to Charlotte, but that didn't work. She got nailed. This is where she got Irish whipped right over the Allen the announce table. Looks very similar when in her time is the wedgie meme into the wrestling internet community hello 2016. But anyway, this is where she landed right onto. This is where she landed right onto Kevin Patrick and Michael Cole. This is where Michael Cole's like, you should have catched her, being funny to them. This is where Shaw Flair got. This is where Io Sky came back in the ring. This is where Dakota Kai passed Dakota Kai tried to pass the WWE Women's Championship. This is where she passed the championship to Io Sky to hold on to it, to use as a tin shield. This is where Charlotte Flair tried to go for a spear, but she hit her face first, and she landed right on top. But Charlotte Flair still landed right on top of her to a spear, looking like the similarities of Bret Hart when he had that metal tin around his waist, like when Goldberg speared him that one time in WCW. This is what happened with Charlotte Flair. This is where Io Sky took advantage, hits her face first. This is where when Dakota Kai was distracting the referee looked back. He didn't see none of it because she threw the title in the ringside area. And he saw Io Sky pinning Charlotte Flair, and he counted the 1, he counted the 2, and he counted the 3. Io Sky still the WWE Women's Championship. That's where Bayley comes back, and she comes in the ring and started doing a 2-on-1 disadvantage on Charlotte Flair. And then this is where we finally seen the biggest return in the women's division on SmackDown as of late. We finally saw the long-awaited return of Bianca Belair in over 2 months of being out of action. She was coming out there to save Charlotte Flair. Come for save, hitting, striking forearms to both Io and Bayley, sending them packing out of the ring, running like the typical heel cowgirl. And also she stopped the moho into Tropicana Bayley's midsection. She hits a stand-up spine buster right onto Bayley, doing their signature hair whipping swinging dance. This is where Io Sky tried to hit her with a striking clothesline, but she ducked. She did a double chicken wing switch arm, turn around to the KOD. This is where Io Sky got saved by the bell. Ding dong, hello. It was Tropicana Kansas Bayley. Hit the tackle from behind. This is where she tried to hit her with her move, but she somehow somehow got picked off by Bianca Belair. Hit with the KOD, boom, picture perfect. Looked like the time when I was at Sunday Night Stunner when I took that picture, clear as day. And she walked out of there. This is where both Charlotte and Bianca Belair were standing tall. Looks like we're going to see a potential tag team match when they're on FS1 this week because the World Series is going to be on Fox. And we're probably going to see a tag team match, a contract signing segment. It'll be on here on a one-off. And yeah, that was tonight's Friday Night SmackDown. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, please give me a huge thumbs up and comment down below, subscribe, click the bell notifications, and so you won't miss my upcoming videos. And also, but anyways, the EST of WWE is back, and it looks like she's going after the WWE Women's Championship. But unfortunately, I believe she's not going to exactly win, and then that's going to bother her. And this is what she's going to turn heel along with her husband and join his teammates as the first female member of the Hurt Business, continuing this feud with the LWO, where she'll be in the program with Zelina Vega. But until then, she's gonna be this superhero babyface that comes to the aid against the heel wrestlers. And I'll give tonight's SmackDown a 3-star out of 5 review. Yeah. How would y'all rank SmackDown tonight? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Also, yeah. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin, on this episode of the latest edition of the SNA podcast. And I think you'll probably turn this into some kind of a triple threat match at Crown Jewel. Or no, I'll say SmackDown, like the go-home show at Crown Jewel. And that's when she's going to snap and finally pull the trigger as a heel. But we'll probably talk about that in the upcoming news and possibly prediction videos and even videos. News and prediction videos. But I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This was the 78th edition of the SNA podcast, part 10 of the SmackDown review. Hope y'all enjoyed. Yeah, like I said, like this video, comment, subscribe, click the bell notifications, share with your friends, and grow this channel. The Super Ninja Austin, man, I guess, or Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin, I should say. And I would say, yeah, and I've been doing good so far, very well. And yeah, like my boy Takashi said, she's back, Bianca Belair, the EST's back, and then this was somewhat of a surprise, but then again, it was been noted that she's going to make her return soon as tonight's SmackDown, which she finally did. And it looks like she's going after the women's championship, but in the meantime, she's going to being a tag match, teaming with Charlotte to take on Io and Bayley. But we're going to talk about that later on. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure y'all check my next video, which is up next, which I'm going to do right here. Probably in the next few minutes. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin, and I'll see you on the next video. Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin, is out for now.